guys, so I had a request to show how I do feet, so I wanted to go ahead and do that for you. We have some barkers here today, so I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. So I went ahead and I already did the nails. I'm just gonna go behind and neaten the feet. All I've done so far is I will kind of hold their paw back towards me and trim a circle around the outside of the paw just to get that hair out of my way, so that way I don't have to worry about catching it in the Dremel. But let's start with the back foot because those seem to always be easier for me. So let me make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing first of all. So let's get you right here. That should be a pretty good view. Trying to get used to this stand, you guys, bear with me. Okay. Any day now, any day. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Finally, 10 minutes later, we got this. All right, so what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna take, I've been really liking this Jersey Pet comb that is made by Olga. I can't say her last name without severely butchering it, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna brush all of that up, and then you can kind of take the little foot like this or hold it down, whatever is easiest. I like doing this because I can see the paw pad. I'm just gonna cut this back first and get this like hawk area nice and short. I'm gonna kind of let her relax her leg and check it out over here. Just always being aware of where the skin is because I don't want to accidentally nick her. I'm gonna take the fine teeth and kind of brush everything down and make sure we're looking nice and pretty. Then I'm gonna kind of start taking it to the side here. Just always be careful with these paw pads. Okay, so I got that how I wanted it. I'm gonna brush it all out. And what you can do, you can brush it all to one side first, like this. Can you see? Yeah, so brush it all to that one side. I'm starting with chunkers, but I'm going to go back in with thinners to fine tune because the chunkers aren't going to leave you as smooth of a blend as your thinners will. So do that, just calm it. I'm going to calm it down. See a little bit over here. I'm actually going to go in with the thinners now because I'm just fine tuning at this point. And I'm very gently holding her leg. If I felt any resistance, I would let go. I don't want to hurt her in any way or make her uncomfortable. So I'm not going to grab onto her hard or anything like that. I'm just gently holding her little leg. Now I'm going to brush everything the other way, like so. You can go back in with your chunkers. Same thing. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see. And do it this way. You see? Yeah, okay. So same thing, just take it down. All right. Push over and down. I'm gonna take my thinners now and just blend that out. Just anything I see. And when I get her back on the table, I'll go around one more time just to make sure once she's standing that it looks nice and pretty. But I'm looking for that like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like a little column or something. Not quite the column legs, I guess. But just like a nice round foot. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so can we see the difference? This is the non-groomed foot compared to the groomed foot. You see how like nice and cute that is? All right, so there's a back foot. Let's do a front foot. And then we can see the before and after. Then I'm going to do the other feet off camera. And then I'll pop back on whenever I'm ready to do the last touches where she's standing on the table. But I'm gonna do the same thing. I personally like to start from the back of the leg and get that all nice and trimmed and then work my way to the front. But that's just my preference. You don't have to do it that way. I just find for me it's easier to kind of see what I'm doing when I do that. I really like the hound hammock for this. I do it for all small dogs. Just because I find it's a lot easier to just do this while their legs are dangling than it would be if they were dancing around on the table. But I'm just doing the same thing. I'm gonna brush all the stuff to one side. Be aware where your tip of your shears is. You don't wanna catch somebody, you know what I'm saying? So same thing, just kind of working there. And brush it over. There you go. Anything sticking out, just go ahead and trim it. And I do go over it one more time with the clippers if I think I need to. Sometimes I feel like I need to, sometimes I don't. But I have already run over her legs. I did a 1/2 inch on the front, the peach colored comb, and then on the back and the sides, I did the blue. That's 3/8 of an inch. Yep, 3/8. So, okay. So now I've done this side, the inside of the leg. Actually, see another little spot. And actually, Delise from Bardell tagged me in a really amazing video last night of Chris Pulaski, and I'm hoping I'm saying her name right, but she was basically talking about like how you can just like improve your groom through your combing, and she was showing like how she used different combs. Like she would start with like one that was like whiter teeth and then like move down to one that's like really small, and then she was just combing and scissoring, and it was, I mean, she just does beautiful work anyway, but I thought that was just a really cool tutorial. And I actually want a little bit more off the front, so I'm gonna take my curved shears, whatever shears you like. I prefer 7 inches or smaller for small dog feet. That's just my preference, but you can use whatever you want. But just in case you're curious, this is a 7-inch curve. So I'm just gonna neaten it up like that. Now that I've got that kind of shape I want, you can see there's still a little tuft right there. So I'm just gonna comb that back and forth. And I'm looking for it, I want it to poke out for me. Like you should be able to brush it in a point where like you can see it's actually in a point, and then you'll take that point off. There we go, see. But that's what you're looking for, is like when you brush it back and forth, you're looking for that point that sticks out, that doesn't look smooth, you know what I'm saying? Like I want like a nice smooth round paw. I don't want anything sticking out weird, no points or anything like that. And again, I'm just finishing up with thinning shears. I can still see there's a little bulky spot right here that's not laying the way I want, so I'm just gonna brush it again. And just, you can kind of go at different angles too. That kind of helps. Get in there. Get in there, Celine. These are some, I said this on my Instagram story earlier, but these are some of my favorite dogs that I groom. All right, so you can see this is the one that's not been done yet. It's a little, you know, it's not perfect. Now let me get you a little closer on this one I'm done with. So you can see just a nice little round paw. Again, I'm gonna put her down on the table and then I'll be back. Here's her little face in case you haven't seen it. But I'm gonna do the other 2 feet and then I'm going to hop back on. Oh, there you can see a lot better. You see how this one's like kind of sticking up and just needs a little something, and then this one's nice and smooth. So I'm gonna put them down on the table and I'll show you how we make sure that they're nice and perfect, and then we're done. All right, so we're back. I'm just gonna show you the final touches. So let's focus on her feet. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to hold up the leg that I'm not working on because I want her to keep this leg on the ground. I'm sorry, there we go. I just wanted her to kind of push that leg out for me. I'm just gonna comb. There you go. Okay, can we see? So anything that's not a perfect circle, I'm just gonna take my little shears, and if they are really good, I'm gonna let her try and see if she'll just sit there. See, that's what they'll do a lot of times. So if you can, and it's just about how to figure out how this particular dog wants to stand. So I'm just gonna do a little circle around with my shears now that she's standing. And that's really it. So if anything's poking out, like I said, Chris Pawlowski, I think that's how you say it. She made a really excellent video on Facebook on the Grooming Professors page. So please go check that out if you have any questions about, like, you know, finishing and stuff like that. She went in on why combs are so important. And it was really cool too, because she didn't actually say like a certain brand of comb. She just said how using combs with different feet, so can you see? With different feet, with different teeth, I'm saying feet because I'm looking at feet, but if you use combs with different teeth, that it will help you pull out all those little hairs, because we know what we're looking for, we're just not brushing enough to find it. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's it for the feet. Like I said, I just put them down real quick and just neaten it up a tiny bit, and that's really it. It's that easy. And you'll get more used to it the more you do it, but that's how I currently do it. I say currently because I change my methods all the time, but this is the way that's working best for me right now. So I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Say bye, Celine. Say bye. We love you. I love you. Are you a good girl? She's like, I'm mad at you. You're messing with my toes. I know, I'm so sorry. All right. See you later.